Welcome in. This is Malsiv. I'm glad you're here. Today we're going to start a new series. All of my build designs, all of my build ideas, maybe some ideas that you have as well. So if you think of anything, please get down in the comments. Maybe leave some ideas as what you might like to see or some ideas you have that we can incorporate into builds going along in the future. This is a brand new world that I've put together. Obviously a creative world, so we can do a little just design without having to worry about any of the fighting and all that kind of good stuff. If you're interested in the more action side of Minecraft, I do stream on Twitch as well, and you can watch me play hardcore Minecraft most days. There'll be a link down in the description. That being said, the beacon we have set up here is at 0, so we're easily able to teleport back to the center at any time as our builds continue to fill this world. So without further ado, let's get started on the first build. So I threw a building together. The building itself, I like to mix up the textures just to give it a little more movement and that sort of a thing and rough it up. But I want to focus more on some of the 117 blocks. And as you can see here, we've got azalea bushes and then moss blocks on top of the azalea bushes. They blend in really nicely. I like the podzol underneath. You could use coarse dirt. You could have it on grass. Although generally when I see bushes, there's not grass growing underneath it. But have some fun with that. Mix that up however you'd want. You could make these a little bit larger if you wanted. I think adding 3 on top is a little too big. So I would stop at around 2. But either way, this is a nice, if you were to make all of the walls this high, you could actually do a maze. But inside, I've only done them 1 high. So it's more of like a labyrinth. So you've got just a pattern, as we look here, just to be something interesting and fun. This could be at a town center, or town square. There could be a park in the middle. You could just have a really nice old tree. I decided to put like a library, something just nice and small. The other thing I have is I've got some little fountains over here using some of the copper. It's a really good color, especially for the fountains. With a dispenser in the middle, that's how our water would be shot up out of the ground. I've also used the moss interspersed with the grass just to, rough up the ground texture. Having a similar texture, for me, I like to have a lot of variation, or at least some variation. You can go overboard. We'll talk about that as well. Use the moss or carpets to hide some ender chests and some of the new gemstone blocks, which make a little magical noise when you walk across them. So we got a particle effect and some noise as we approach. The building itself, just using some of those ideas of getting texture, getting depth. We've got, the mossy blocks and the cracked blocks, a lot of those down low, because that's where the moss would grow. And, of course, the regular bricks as well. And then some stone, just to smooth it out along there. And just added some interesting texture, adding the buttons, the fences, and all of that. And then using walls in between these supports here, just so we don't have a flat surface to a flat surface. We want this layer of depth. Makes it a little more movement, makes it look a little bit better. So get some depth, get some texture. Not my best building, but it's kind of nice. Now, I wanted to go inside. This is where I spent a little bit more time decorating. It's got a nice, warm, cozy feeling. We've got the library motif going on. We've got some pots with saplings inside. Little dispensers with chains coming out, so it looks like they're just hanging from the ceiling. The loom, of course, the loom itself, when you look at it from the front, has an interesting texture, but the sides all look much like the bookshelves, except no books. So we've removed a lot of the books from the shelves because it shouldn't be super full. And then we've got these tables around here. And candles are really, for me, adding a lot of really good atmospheric presence. I'm a big fan. And what you can do with these, of course, you can't place them directly on a lectern, so you'd need a block of some kind. Place your candles, break the block, and place your lectern under it to get that effect. You can leave them unlit if you'd like. You can light them. Either way works. And then, just made some little some desks. We could put a chair in front of this too if we wanted. You could do something really basic. If we wanted to have some fun, let's say we'll do like an orange chair. We'll just put that in there, and then we'll get a sign. And let's use birch, just to give it a little bit of color contrast. So now we got a little table and chairs so we can get a book, we can sit down, we can be reading, maybe we're writing. We got a little pot here for your ink and quill, and the candle's burning next to it. The other thing with the candles that I enjoy is the new lightning rod. The lightning rod makes a great candlestick, you can see. Now you'll have to put one facing up at the bottom, and a really easy way to do that, once you have a lighter, of course, that's a different story. But if you want to do that, get yourself a simple trapdoor. Place it on this one here, open it up, and squish yourself down. Now you can place your lightning rod facing the other direction and make yourself a really nice candle holder or candlestick. So you can do those with end rods as well. You just get those extra particle effects. So if you were interested in those, now these are a little bit easier because they do just stick straight to the floor and automatically flip when you place them. So that would be maybe a more magical, it's got the glistening, maybe it's ivory, whatever it may be. And this will actually give off a lot more light. The standard one candle doesn't give off much light at all, but the end rods would give off quite a bit of light, and then you could have your candle appearing to be what's actually giving off the light, where this is just maybe a marble candlestick. So there's some ideas for you to use with the candles, with the azalea bushes, and of course now if we were going to do more of a spring build, we could do a lot of the azalea bushes that have the flowers built into them. So if we were to look for that, and there are some farms out there, because I know these are going to be a little bit, harder to farm up. But yeah, you just kind of go through and intersperse some of those. You wouldn't necessarily want them on all the bushes, but spread it around, and that could look really nice. This kind of going for more of a late summer, so we're not going to have all of that. But if we fly up in the air, you can see the pattern. You can see it kind of looks nice. It's just something to wander around in, not something to be lost in. Again, if you wanted to make an actual maze, do them taller. You could go another one higher so that you couldn't jump and kind of see over to the next side. But yeah, I thought this was a lot of fun. I'm glad you guys came back to see everything. But either way, we'll try to get some more videos out to you. Get down in the comments. Let me know what you like. Any ideas you may have for future episodes, things you'd like to see me try to build, or ideas you have for some other projects. But either way, this is Melciv. It's good to see you. It's good to be back. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll get some more videos coming out to you so that you can see some more of the fun stuff we can make together in Minecraft.